Well, hello, folks, and welcome to the third edition of Guitar Talk, where we like to talk about guitars, old ones, new ones, odd ones. If it's guitar related, we love it. We like to talk about players, different styles, and some of the guitars that folks use to make those famous and not so famous sounds. And today I'd like to welcome back who I feel is a true icon in the New England country music circuit. And it's a really wonderful community of folks in the country music community out there. And welcome back, Mike Roberts. Hello, Mike.
How you doing, Mike?
Thanks for being on with us again today.
Thanks for having me.
And as I was telling the viewers, you've been on the country scene here in New England for decades.
Yeah.
What got you started in the country music scene?
Actually, my mother and sisters, they played out all the time as I was a youngster.
Oh.
And a lot of their friends would come over the house. There was always some kind of music or, just playing and singing, so it kind of got my attention right off the bat. I started out singing probably when I was about 7.
Wow, that's fantastic. I find that in country, more than any other type of music, you see family bands.
Oh, yeah.
It's really a commonplace thing in country where folks are just born into it. It's in your bones.
Right.
And that's really awesome. It just brings it to the next generation. So when did you start playing the guitar?
I think it was about 12 years old. My mother bought me an acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
And she started out showing me like Guitar Boogie in the key of G, which is, it was...
that's pretty tough for a first thing to learn.
But it was, there was a blind guy that used to come over to my house all the time, and he was a lead guitar player.
Wow.
Roger Randall, and it just fascinated me.
And what town was that?
It was in Brockton.
Brockton, Mass. Yeah. Roger Randall. I'll have to do some digging and see if folks remember Roger.
He was great. I'm not even sure if it wasn't for him if I would even be playing, honestly.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So did you join the family band? Did you guys perform as a family?
Yeah, my mother and sisters, they had a thing going that was at the Hillbilly Ranch in Boston.
Oh.
A lot of the nights. And then my mother kind of got out of it a little bit, and then my sisters and myself, we had a 3-piece going for, God, a lot of years.
No kidding.
All around the area, yeah. We had
and
good harmony.
Work was plentiful.
Yeah, oh sure.
I mean, you could work 7 nights a week if you wanted and work doubles on the weekends.
Yeah, there was so much of it. Playing for everybody.
You know, and you talk about being in a family band, folks, I don't think there's more family bands than any other type of music, but what always warmed my heart with country music is the sense of community. There's constantly fundraisers, benefit gigs going to help folks that need a lift.
Yeah.
People bring home-cooked meals to the jobs. I mean, everybody knows each other. And if you show up and you're a newcomer, you're usually welcomed right in. And that's the kind of stuff that keeps music alive. And it makes it a living thing. And, you know, you've participated in probably more benefits than you could remember.
Oh, yeah, I've done a lot of them.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice feeling to do them and knowing that you're helping somebody out that needs it, you know.
And all the musicians come.
They do.
I mean, they come from Connecticut, Rhode Island, all over the state. They'll come for a chance to help out and to play a few songs. That's a pretty good thing.
Never have ran across anybody that didn't want to help out. Usually there's more than enough. There's too many, you know. You might feel bad if you can't get somebody up. There's usually that many.
You know, I started as a folk and blues musician, then I got into rock in the 70s. And then I joined a country band.
Oh, yeah?
That was popular, and apparently we had the same agent with John Penny.
Oh, yeah.
And you played in John's band.
I did.
I was in this little outfit called Murphy's Law.
Okay, I remember the name.
And we played some rough road houses, but we played jamborees. And the country jamboree, folks, if you've never been to one, it's awesome. There's, 8, 9 bands, and the music will run all day and all night. And, you know, they usually have it in a place with his food, and everybody's dancing all day and all night. And that was, to me, the jamboree to country music is what an open mic event is to folk musicians.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone gets a chance to come up and play and get invited up, or they might try out a new song. And the jamboree is really where the country guys just congregated.
They do, yeah.
I mean, you could see beginners in their first bands, and you could see, you know, great pickers like yourself and Chucky Parrish and all
Oh, yeah,
those guys.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: is the Jamboree is that a memory that's not coming back? I don't hear about them anymore.
Yeah, there's not very many of them. I mean, there might be a couple people still trying to do one here or there, but there's definitely nothing like it used to be.
Do you? I don't think it's because of lack of interest on the musicians' end.
No, I don't think so.
I think the venues are unwilling to step
Yeah.
up.
I think it's partly that. It could be the economy, but I think the economy's all right now. I just think it kind of slipped
Yeah.
away. And
Somebody's got to take the leadership role
Right.
here with a venue
yes,
and say we're going to have a country jamboree and try it for a few months. I'm doing a similar thing with blues music right now.
right.
In Taunton at the Sandbar Grill. We're running blues music every Thursday night, and we've enlisted the best of the blues that there is out there in New England. We've got people like Duke Robillard,
Oh wow.
Neil Vitullo, Ricky King Russell, Diane Blue. There's a bunch of them, and they're amazing.
Yeah.
And sure enough, if you put the talent there, the people will come. And
Oh, yeah.
we're starting to see some really good turnouts.
Nice.
And those
That's
guys
good.
have made a great commitment to hosting it. So if we could get a venue to step up and do that with country music,
Yeah.
I think you'd see the same results possibly faster. Because country fans, they just,
I think that's
They're on
the
it.
biggest problem. There's no venues. A lot of them closed up. A lot of them, they don't have a lot of live entertainment anymore. They might have either karaoke or a single or something like that, which is fine, but either they're not big enough or.
I'd rather hear you guys play than somebody singing country
I
karaoke.
love a live band.
Yeah, I mean, there's no substitute for a live band.
No.
Now, again, I mean, the Telecaster. This is our third episode, folks, where I've really featured the Telecaster extensively because I think it's the perfect electric guitar. You can literally drive a nail into a board with one of those things and take it to the gig the next day, and it's going to sound
Yeah.
fine.
You know, finally.
But there's a certain magic in the sound of those that other guitars they don't sound the same.
Yeah.
There's a chirpiness to them and a brightness that's fantastic in country music. Now, I know a lot of the country guys always liked Peavey and Fender amps, myself included. I've had probably 150 amplifiers in my life.
Yeah.
But Peavey and Fender I see on country stages more than anything. I'm sure you use both. Could you tell us a little about the amps you like?
Sure. When I was younger, I always used a Fender Twin
Yeah.
because it was just a thing. It always had a great sound, no matter what you plugged into it. It was a little heavy, though. And since then, I mean, the sizes have gone down tremendously, and they really still sound pretty good, too.
They do.
And Peavey, though, I had Peaveys for a lot of years, and I liked them.
Yep.
And they're basically solid state. But then the tube thing was
Right.
going around, so I joined that club again and just kind of realized how much I really like the tube sound, the warm sound of a tube again.
And I agree. A tube amplifier is really where you get some
Yeah.
real magic in the tone.
I think
But
so.
having said that, I mean, if you've got a great solid state amp, some of those early Peaveys, at the end of the day, it's the guy playing the guitar that's
Yeah,
going to make it
that's true.
sound good.
Right.
I mean, if you plug into a solid state amp, or a guy like Brent Mason, or some of these top Nashville guys, they sound just like they always do.
Yeah, no matter what they plug into.
Because they're
it's-
amazing musicians.
Yeah, it's
So
their
is-
technique and.
We as musicians and our wives all know about our addiction to equipment. And
a little bit.
I change amps because I just like to try new ones.
Right.
But also, you're always on the hunt for that perfect sounding guitar and amp. When really, if we spend half as much time practicing as we did trying out these new guitars and amps, we probably get a lot better, a lot faster.
Right. Yeah.
And then we find also, and I know there's a lot of you guys out there that can agree with us on this, buy it once, cry once, spend the money, and be done with it.
That's true.
Because if you go through 5 or 6 of them, amps or guitars, you're going to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, you should have bought the best
when
one
you
in the
should have
first
got
place.
the good one in the beginning.
Yeah, right.
But I still haven't learned my lesson completely.
No, it's an addiction. I mean,
It is, but it's a good one.
It
It's
is a good one,
La-
yeah.
Ladies, we're not gambling, we're not running around, we're not drinking booze,
No,
we're playing
no.
guitars.
Yeah,
So it's all good.
it's harmless
all good.
in one way. It can be
Absolutely.
expensive, but
Well, let's pick a little bit.
All right, sure.
And show the folks a little about what you do. Do a little shuffle in the key of E. That's always a good key to play guitar in.
it is. Nice
A
open
lot
strings.
of styles, yeah. That's the way you do it.
Nice.
Wow, you really had some pretty fantastic stuff going on there. That's the hybrid picking style, right?
Yeah, that's the country chicken picking kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah. You know, I grew up with the thumb pick, folks, and there's so many ways to get there. I mean, I've seen guys with just the pick do some amazing things. But the great country guys, if you really want that chicken picking sound, there's got to be a finger involved, whether it's with a thumb pick or with a flat pick. You got to hit one and pluck one, hit one and pluck one. I was never quite able to get it with the flat pick. I either had to just use no pick,
right? Yeah,
or the thumb pick. But man, you're blazing with that thing like there's no
I used the
tomorrow.
thumb pick for a couple of years. Yeah, I'm not sure why I ever went back to the pick, but I just did, and then now I try to use the thumb pick, and I can't. I mean, I can, but I can't get what I do now.
You know, I do a lot of acoustic work, and the thumb pick keeps the bass going for me. I play a bass line and do a melody line with the first and second fingers, so I'm so hooked on that. I tell a lot of people when they want to learn how to use a thumb pick, and I've met people that have been playing for 30 years and never really learned how to finger pick. So I tell them sleep with the thumb pick on.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Sleep with it on. Learn to sign your name with it so that it feels like it belongs on your thumb.
Exactly, yeah.
And if you take it off, it feels weird.
Right, yeah. I go through the same thing. I play a little pedal steel, and
you got to put the picks on.
Those are very hard to get used to, especially playing guitar, and then you switch over, and it's very hard to. And they're metal picks on your fingers, and a couple of them.
So you really got to be nimble.
Yeah, it's very
in between those strings.
Yeah.
A friend of mine that plays ragtime acoustic in the style of Reverend Gary Davis, his name's Andy Cohen, and we hope to have him as a guest here next month. He plays with the picks on his fingers.
Oh, is that right?
And man, he makes that acoustic sound twice as loud.
Yeah.
But there's a bite to it with the sound with the metal picks that you don't get with your fingertips.
Yeah, there is. It's a brighter sounder. Now, James Burton uses one metal pick.
For all that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's his first finger or his middle finger, but.
So for you folks out there that might be a little younger, James Burton was Ricky Nelson's original lead guitarist, and he played for Elvis.
Yeah.
And he's still around today, and he's probably one of the first guys, as my friend Neil Vitullo mentioned on a previous episode, that really started bending the strings on the Telecaster.
Yeah.
You know, he put banjo strings up on the top because everybody was using flat wounds way back in those days.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
So what do you like to use for strings? What kind of gauge?
I think I've switched down to 8s.
Down to 8s?
Yeah.
That's what B.B. King likes.
A little older now, so the fingers need a little help to bend the strings.
And I can see why, because I mean, you're doing whole interval bends.
Yeah.
Whole step bends, and you got to make them come up and down on pitch really fast. So the light strings gives you that.
Yeah, I'm still having a little trouble getting used to them. I mean, I can overbend a little. It's very easy to overbend, and especially if you're going fast, you know, it's different than one gauge up.
Now, for some of you folks that might be just getting started or you're intermediate level players, we want you to practice. We want you to get really get better all the time. It's a lifelong love and pursuit. You'll be amazed at what something as simple as a new set of strings will do for your guitar. And simply changing where you pick. Move the pick closer to the bridge or up closer to the neck, the whole sound changes. Change the pick, the whole sound changes.
People used to say, how'd you get the old telly sound? And just don't change the strings.
Right. I mean, when I was accompanying you just then, some of those those old Luther Perkin bass runs.
Right.
I just put the pick down by the edge of the bridge.
Yeah, you get that sharp sound.
And you really get the sound. So most of what you can accomplish is in your hands.
Yeah, it's definitely technique.
It's all about physical technique and being subtle. You don't have to beat the thing to death to get some great sounds out of it.
I can't remember the last time I ever broke a string. I might say in the 80s, 90s maybe.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, I have a light touch.
Yep.
And just
I find on the job too with light, a lot of lighting, and you're a little more physically into the performance.
Yeah.
You start sweating a lot.
Oh yeah.
And that'll eat your strings up.
Sure. Yeah, it definitely will.
The great Paul Jeremiah, folks, who's one of the best fingerstyle blues, acoustic country blues players on earth. I've opened for him a number of times. You know, he changes his strings every gig.
Yeah, I know some people. That do
Every gig, I'd see him sit at the table, he'd get his harmonicas lined up and ready, and put a fresh set of strings on, and I'm like, this guy's a real pro. He's not messing around. He wants
yeah.
the best sound he can get.
Yeah.
And I've heard other players say they like the strings a little bit dulled out or broken in because they don't like the crisp,
Yeah.
bright sound.
I either like them brand new or older.
Yeah.
The in-between sound is the one that bothers me.
I like them new, but I'm not going to say that I change them every gig
No.
because I don't.
No.
I like to change them about once a week, and I
Yeah.
gig as much as anybody on the planet.
Yeah, you do.
I'm probably doing 8 or 10 shows a week,
Wow.
and but I use strings that have coatings on them that last, the Elixir strings.
Oh, really?
They're a little more money, but they last a long time. But
I have to check them out.
he's got me going on the lighter strings.
Yeah.
So I switched to hybrid 9.5s, folks,
okay.
which is
Wow.
in between. So I still can get, I'm an acoustic guy, so I have heavier gauge strings, and I'm used to the stiffness.
Right, right.
But I need to bend them on this, so I found that the 9.5 hybrid set really works
I'd
well.
like to try them actually, because like I said, the 8s are a little too light. The 10s
Yeah.
are a little too heavy, so maybe the 9.5 would be good.
Absolutely. Well, let's pick a little bit more.
Okay, sure.
Let's do something a little bit slower. And that's a Nashville-style Telecaster, folks, that you see Mike playing today.
Yeah,
it
it
has a
is.
third pickup added to it, and that's a Stratocaster pickup they put
It
in the
is,
middle
yeah.
of that, isn't it?
It's
got
one
a
of the most
great sound.
popular sounds is that the Strat that has in between the bridge and the middle.
Right.
And it's like the most Strat sound that everybody uses, so they came out with it, but this has been
Makes
going on
sense.
for a lot of years.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Nice job.
Oh, that was great.
That was great. I lost
Great.
my place. I didn't. It sounded
Oh,
great.
it
I was paying
sounded
attention to what
terrific.
you were doing.
So, folks, that's a little different sound there. You know, you heard I was using a flat pick. Mike was using the pick and fingers, so it gives a nice variation there.
Yeah.
So, any upcoming performances we should be letting the viewers know about?
Yeah, actually, you were talking about benefits and get-togethers and stuff. Actually, we have one April 17th. It's at the Taunton VFW. I think it'd be two to whenever. I believe there's going to be a lot of guests there. It's actually for my sister that passed away this month. The one that
Our
we
condolences
sang.
on
Thank you, I
that.
appreciate
So
it.
sorry for that loss.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
Yeah.
But
And you guys were in the band together, in the family band,
yeah,
right?
yeah, we
Yeah.
were. So
So we're going to see a big outpouring of support.
yeah, I hope so. A lot of pickers, a lot of people that we've worked together
April
with.
17th, Taunton VFW. What's the hours of the...
I'd say it's going to be like maybe 2 to 6, but I think it's
2
going
to
to go
6,
a lot,
folks.
lot later than that.
And can we ask the viewers at home to bring something along, a dish?
If you want to, sure, you're more than
Yeah.
welcome. Yeah, we're going to have just a potluck kind of thing. It's just going to be a celebration of life is what it is.
Wonderful.
So
In what better way to do it than with all the musicians that she loved and
that's right.
some live music. And this is what we're talking about, folks, in country music. This is the kind of support you see. And we want to keep live music going. And the way to do it is to attend the shows.
Yeah, it doesn't cost anything, and you'll see
This
some
is a
great
free
music.
event, folks. You really can't, you don't want to miss this because we're going to have some fine country pickers there and singers. So
Yeah, we will. They're coming
it's going to
from
be
all
wonderful.
over.
So thank you so much, folks, for being with us today. You've been here on Guitar Talk with Mike Higgins and my guest, Mike Roberts.
Thanks.
And tune in. We'll be seeing you soon. Take care. God bless.